Well, here we are, round two. We tried this just a little minute ago, and apparently I didn't have the microphone on, so we're gonna try this
I
again.
guess we're getting warmed up for 40 minutes,
Yeah,
just like a 3/4 throttle for a full season. We're just breaking in the motor, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. That was a 45-minute trial run. You know what? We were breaking in the cam and the bearings.
Hey, breaking it
We'll
in.
call it that. So if you happen to click on that link and had no audio, it's because the sound guy didn't do his job.
The sound guy,
He kind
aka, I don't know.
I don't know.
Might be sitting next to him,
I don't know. He's
that guy.
He's that guy. Today I had to be that guy. I'm that guy today. Hey, real quick, we're not going to do a whole long one, but we're going to try this one more time. This is yours truly, Iceman. I am Nitro. This is Icemans Tales from the Humidor. This is where we get a good inside look. We're going to bring you into the life of Trifecta Racing and what we do here in the shop. And then we're also going to talk about cigars. We're going to talk about cars, but it's all wrapped around our racing program. It's all about what we do here in the shop. We're not going to talk about anything on the outside. Maybe talk some racing news, if it really is that pertinent. But this is more about our life here in the shop. Would you say?
Exactly. Unless it resounds with us, or no resounds, whatever the word is, resonates. My bad.
Resonates.
It
That's a great
resonates with
word.
us. Yeah.
That's a great
Then
word.
we'll talk about it. But if not, we're just gonna stick to our own lane, if you will.
Try to just doing something different. We talk on my other podcast, Gear Heroes and Guardians, we talk about racing, but it's more of an update. It's not really a long, drawn out thing, and of course all the veteran stuff and what have you not. But this is specific to our love for cigars, our love for racing, and what we do here in the shop. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to try this again, real quick, and hopefully, if it doesn't work this time, I'm going to retire.
I think you probably should. That whole reading thing you said last time, I'm beginning to believe it.
I don't. I'm telling you, man. I can't. I'm getting old, man. 47's for it. It's we're up here in the world.
I can't
Yeah.
even write cursive, so I think we'll be all right.
Man, I ain't done that in years.
Yeah. Your signature?
So-
You signed your name on a checkbook? I haven't done it. It don't look pretty though. It's L scribble 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 S scribble scribble scribble.
And as long as I know who you are by face, that's him.
That's him. He got it.
So, hey, real quick, man. I know we're gonna repeat this again, but sometimes it happens in the world of television and what have you not. But real quick, you've been at this for a little bit. You've been at this racing thing for a little bit. Your dad, obviously, is you and your dad done it together for a long time. Your uncle was racing with you for a little bit too, and we actually got to race together, and then we ended up conversing after you guys were helping me out a lot, and then life changes, and you guys welcomed me here to this amazing place. It's been a fun adventure for me to be around you guys.
Definitely.
One, and I didn't say this in the last video, so I'm going to say it now. The Souder family, and if you've ever met them, are some of the nicest, most giving people that you will ever find. If they have it and you need it and they don't at the time, it's yours. It's just you guys, you as a family are just one of those families that is it's a rarity in the span of in the company of where we live. It's very rare.
Just to let you know, we're fresh out of 3/8 brake line and a flare tool. So if you need that,
Yeah.
turns out we don't have any of that.
Napa or AutoZone.
Not AutoZone, you can find it. We'll probably lend you the money for it, but we don't got it.
And would you say that was a lesson hard learned, or more of a lesson of like,
Well, the
Who'da
thing
thought?
is we've never broken a brake line before.
Mm-mm.
So I guess that's a sign from the racing gods. We better carry at least some brake line. It may be 8 foot long, but at least you can spin it in little circles and make it work for a main event.
It would have looked like a stillery, like you're making beer or something, or what do they call those? What are those?
The moonshine
rigs.
You got 14. Distillery. 25 feet of 3/8 brake, 3/8 line, just sitting in it.
At least you'd have had front brakes. So here we are. We are a dirt late model team. We have a super and we have a crate. and we have a camaraderie and a family setting here, like we talked in our test run of our muted podcast that we just attempted to do. This is a very tight organization we have here. You know, we keep it small. We keep the circle small. We have great friends that we race with, Aaron and Cody, and people that are around us. But when it comes to the doors in this side of the shop, this is about as tight that you can get, and not feel like it's a job.
Yeah, it's always fun. I always try to make it fun. There's times to be serious and times to not be serious, and we're serious all day, every day with our jobs and stuff. So might as well make a little light of it.
Yeah, and you know we have. I think there should be a sign in front of this place that says "comedy before seriousness," because we do some comedic stuff in here. This is, and we're gonna expose that to you. We are gonna talk about cigars. If you notice, we've took the other podcasts and we kind of smoked them down because this is what we're
about
doing.
how much I have left right there.
Right. So, we are going to talk about cigars. It's one of the fun things that we do here when we're not working on the car in the sense because they do have fuel. We do have fuel tanks on these things, and
Turns out
we don't. We are not OSHA regulated.
Sparky boom boom. Don't do that. It's not good.
It's not good. That's bad choices.
Bad choices. And disclaimer: we are not cigar experts by any means, but we do love smoking them. So we'll at least tell you what the name of it is, and then that's about it. And we'll give you our review.
Yeah, and that's really what it is too. And then making it feel like we're just enjoying talking about where we don't have we're our mind isn't worried about working on a race car for once. We're going to sit here and collaborate what happens and what have you, not sit here over a cigar and take our time and just enjoy talking to people and bantering about what goes on here in the shop, because this place does have some shenanigans that goes on, you know. And we do have a resident comedian, believe it or not. It's like how would you how would you classify your dad's comedy? I think it's more of like a mime that just says some shit and then comes back and is quiet about it, because the one-liner.
The timing is impeccable. Every single time there's a one-liner.
Every time.
One-liner. Whap. Here you go, right in your face. And you're like, but why? Why? Do we have to say that right now? Like, is this a time or place? But it is, because it's funny. Really funny.
And like he just said when we were talking about my idiocy and not unmuting the microphone on our last podcast, out of the blue, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Bubba OEM Souder is over there working on his Yoda, and out of the blue you get that on them big jobs.
Yep, them big jobs.
And he's right back at it, like never missed a beat. I don't know how he does it.
Done.
I couldn't imagine him serving in the military with him. We never get anything done because
you just roll on the ground laughing the whole entire time.
I could imagine working on a generator or something like that in the cold.
Not good. It's not. I don't know what the problem is, but it's not good.
It's not good. It sounds broken, you know. Yeah. So you've been racing for a while. We had you on Gearheads and Guardians, and we actually talked about your racing career. So if you want to go watch that, but this is a little more in depth. You know, I've only raced one class of car, right, if you would say, even if it was a limited late model. I mean, these cars came from those cars, if that makes any sense.
Definitely. Back in the 90s when they had, and they eventually evolved into what we are today. But I mean, they're rocket ships compared to
that's no lie.
An old Camaro leaf spring car. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's no lie. But you started out in front runners. You had 4-wheelers and stuff here on. You know, you were actually been on ATVs and stuff like that. But the racing bug got you in the front runners.
Got me good.
And then you went to street stock, right?
Front runner, street stock. Then I went to limited late model.
Yeah.
And then asphalt street stock which was abysmal, but we're not here to talk about that. And then I retired for a brief moment when I was like 18, and retired for a couple of years.
I forgot about your asphalt days.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. And then we went on to race a 3-link late model. for a year or for like half a year,
Mhm.
and then jumped in a 4-bar car, an '02 Rocket, and then it started from there. I mean, these cars are fun to drive,
Yeah,
and
they are.
they're a handful, but they're fun to drive. It's fun to get out there and compete.
I think the fun part is the challenge to get them to do what you want them to do and what they're designed to do. Because they don't do there's books, but then there's figuring out your own book. Because everybody drives cars differently, obviously. I mean, you know, we in here we want to bring the car to the driver so the driver doesn't have to change. And that's what we kind of done with your car.
Exactly. I mean, a little bit of it is adaptability, knowing what your car can and can't do.
Mhm.
But you also, as a driver, need to be able to adapt to what's going on around you and how your car's driving. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to know how to drive 6,000 different ways, but at least if you have 4 good ones, at least
That's
one of those 4 will work better than just
yeah.
driving it one way the whole time.
You know, and that's a good point because I never drove anything else and you have. So you kind of can you had the stepping stones of understanding, right? I mean, you're all born with sort of a natural talent, but you have to refine that through learning and stepping stones. And you were able to do that with the front runner, which from what I hear when the outlaw drove his front runner and he said, I'll never do it. It's an arm workout, you know.
It is. Yeah.
It's a good way to stay in shape.
Imagine if you're 15 and it ain't pretty. We'd be dying by the end of that. That was fun.
Never again.
Never again.
We'll leave that to the people that
Leave that to the pros. And it ain't me, I'll tell you that.
It ain't me either. I can barely drive a golf cart. I end up trying to drive it off the side of the trailer. That happened, by the way. And funny that we talk about some of the fun stuff is we are going to record. We are going to bring videos. We are going to do things here in the shop, and show our everyday life of kind of what we do, and at the track. Definitely at the track because I think the insight of what we do in here and then how it transpires at the track, I think that's pretty cool. There's a bunch of people that do it. Like you got Hunt the Front and the joiners that do all that stuff. Of course, they've got Kubota.
They're great. They're great. They're good. They got the way. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. But they'll be the first to tell you that this is where they started, you know, and to be able to get out there and do that. We'll never get to that level, if you will, and I have no aspirations to do that, you know, because they live that. But for us, we want to be simple, steady, and we still want to be competitive. Because the first time that one of us wins a late model race in here in a 4-bar car, right?
Oh, it's gonna be. We might just burn the shop down.
That's part.
The shop might just accidentally catch on fire. We might burn it down and stop racing forever. I mean, it just happens like that. That's just things.
You know, it's funny you say that. By the way, this is the trifecta shop late model world champion right here. He is the shop champion.
I got my belt and everything.
He's got the belt, and when it comes to the belt, let's talk about the title. That's where he and I start kind of no.
The belt's never ever changed hands. Never ever. It just stays in my comfortable little spot in the corner.
Yeah, he took it from me.
Just looking over.
Yeah,
looking over the shop.
I make sure you shine it because there's a DMZ here in the shop. You guys can't see it, but there's a line here. It's invisible,
and it's kind of weird that I'm on his side and he's kind of on my side, and I don't like it.
Well, that's only because you need to understand I'm coming for it. That's why I'm getting close to it. It's hanging up there, right? But we do dumb stuff like I think we have 3 belts in this shop. We got a cornhole belt. We have a NASCAR
championship belt.
NASCAR championship belt. And then we have the late model belt. So yeah, y'all don't want to come to this shop because y'all ain't got it. And if you want to bring on the cornhole, come on with it. Because Bubba Souter and Old Natural here, that's our belt. And we've had plenty of challenges. Ain't nobody succeed.
Well, for my my diaper party, hopefully I'm having a special guest come, and me and him might tear it up a little bit, and we might steal that belt out from under your hands there.
See, you heard it first, right here. I didn't even think about that. We finna have a cornhole. It's not happening. I'm gonna get a hold of my partner over there, and we Yes, the playbook's coming out. We're gonna have to come out of retirement and put the belt on the line. Listen, you know, we won't make this as long as our initial first try. I think we put it on mute because we wanted to see how we looked on
I
camera.
guess
I really was
I
more of
definitely
a
look pretty.
yeah. It
I'm
wasn't
losing my weight, and we'll be all right.
got a little you know little light ambience here, kind of working the camera. We are going to hang boom mics in here. We will have probably some 360 aerial views with a drone once we get
Full
sponsored.
production studio.
Full straight up. And the shop might turn into a studio. We talked about it. What are you doing? Working on cars? Got to hurry up though because we gotta get on. We gotta make content.
You gotta make content. Got to push it out. You know?
We are not going to be content. How can I say it? Our life is not going to revolve around content like a lot of these guys do. But what we are going to do is we're going to bust the camera out when we're doing something. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5. It may be 30 minutes for someone just to talk a little smack. You never know. But we want to keep it short, sweet, and keep everybody thinking about what's happening next. So
definitely,
we're gonna be working on that there, and we're gonna talk about cigars, right? I'm gonna go back. He had what's left of it was a
Ave Maria Respressado. I think that's what it's called, something like that. There's some kind of European thing going on there.
Got a little.
I'm not too sure on the pronunciation. You know what? Next podcast, I will get it right, and I will let you know what cigar I smoked. It is delicious by all forms of imagination, but I will let you know next time what cigar it was.
So I have Southern. Hold on, I'll get the label because it's a veteran cigar. In fact, you had this. You gave it to me to try out. This is called to Ignite Warriors on the Fly. It is a veteran-owned cigar.
Yes, I think they partnered with Ignite. I think veterans on the fly. I think I looked it up on the internet, but it's a nonprofit and they make cigars,
which I think is really cool because veterans. When you talk veterans that smoke cigars, then you have veterans that do cigars, and then this is the community where all this can turn around. And you bring in things like this, right? So we're going to talk about cigars.
Definitely.
It's not going to be the premise of our show, but because we smoke cigars here in the shop, this is our big humidor. Iceman's got his humidor and his tabletop cutter and his torch and all that. And I'm going to sit here and enjoy it with them as we talk about cigars, and then we're going to get into our life in the shop, talk about some racing, recap from this. Let's talk about this recap again from last week or this past Saturday. Had a brake failure, and we had to actually make the car through all the suspension work to make it work so you could compete, and you actually started last and finished fourth with no brakes.
Wasn't that bad? A little bit of nutrition in our favor. I was planning on making only like 2 laps and pulling off, but I wasn't hitting nobody, and they were just spinning out on their own. So
it's funny you say that too because this is where over the course we probably wouldn't have thought about doing that back then.
No, because the brakes were terrible.
Yeah,
they were god awful. You couldn't stop.
That's true. Well, what 2,800 or 2,850, 3,000 pounds?
3,000 pounds. Yeah, those cars couldn't stop. I mean, these cars. I had 2 brakes, but I was just kind of piddle around there, not trying to get too close to nobody. Just if I could just stay away from everybody spinning out, I was all right. If somebody turned broadside in front of me, I mean. There's nothing I can do, but there's most of the time there's nothing you can do to begin with.
Yeah, but you were close enough, but far enough away.
Exactly.
And
making lap time.
What was impressive, man, is that you passed a couple cars with no brakes, and then you kind of left them. But again, you have to roll the car up so much to get it to turn, and then stay in the track when you got back on the gas, so you don't spin out. It really was a hindrance, but what you did was pretty impressive. So. 4th place, man. Can't shake that, man. That's
made the tech pad, but didn't even go.
Yeah, yeah. They
like a big dummy.
Again,
take it from me.
Again,
take it from me. Don't make sure that you go to the tech pad. I mean, I could have swore they said top 3, but I think they were talking about the heat race. But you know, talking about top 4. There's nothing wrong with our car. We're not illegal or anything like that. But probably should have went. Probably should have went. As the wise words of Cody, if you don't know, then go.
You know what?
Then kind of felt it in my heart. So I was like, yeah, you big dummy. We probably should have went.
Well, the cool thing was it was a non-points night. It was for a good reason to Jamie Memorial Campbell, and later on we can talk about Jamie and all the stuff that he did before we lost him. But we have a fun season coming up.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Having babies and racing and everything. I don't even know.
dollar signs, bro. Dollar signs.
Dollar sign.
Dollar signs. Which is one of the cool things I like about your shop here. I'm just a part of the shop. You guys give me a place to park my car, and we're pretty tight on it, but we're very passively competitive. That's
Passively
it.
competitive.
Passively competitive, because we don't get mad when something doesn't go right. We just go, we'll fix it. You
Yep.
know, because if this starts having to pay our bills, we're in problems. There's a big abort button for that over there on the wall. We're gonna hit the abort button. So yeah, that's in fact, I think we just got our first message from someone that's watching the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let me see who that was. It was 3 in the heat, top 4 in the feature. Oh, Chris Anderson, the track director,
Race director.
You finished 3rd in the heat, and you were top. Oh, so the top 3 in the heat go to the tech pad, and the top 4 go to the feature. I guess that's a new rule, Chris.
That's not a new rule. That's just a rule that I haven't hit the tech pad in a long time. So we probably should obey the rules.
I hit the tech pad for pre-season inspection in 2021.
You got your safety sticker there?
I got my safety sticker. But the last time I was on the pad was in 2015. But Chris, our race director, who's listening, which is awesome. Thank you for watching. We got our first viewer. I'm glad you didn't try to watch the first one, because the first one was
a doozy, to say the least.
We should have done closed caption. Then no, that wouldn't have been the same effect.
Closed caption? What does that mean?
We have caption on, so it translates
the. Yeah, no.
Can't hear you, but
we
can hear you. And if you can't read, then I have nothing for you.
Nothing for you.
But yeah. So top 3 in the heat. Now we know the top 3.
Top 3 in the heat.
Go to the tech pad.
And top 4 in the main event, or just go if you don't know. Like Cody said. Like, I mean, if I would have just went, I mean, I think we'd have been all right.
Well, because if you're 5th and something's wrong.
Yep.
Hey, you there?
Already there.
Hey, dude's DQ'd. Who's next? I guess.
Me.
Yeah. You know.
Pick me, my lord.
I think that how can I say it? The radios, right, sometimes can get diluted depending on being in the car and the helmet and everything like that. Oh, this is Chris again, by the way. He's one of our watchers. That he's texting me. He said, and I think we need a grudge race between you two and front runners. Let me tell you something. Okay. I see Chris is going to be one of our guys. First of all, Chris, I want you to look right down there and hit the bell, hit subscribe, follow, and then you can be the first one to follow us here on Icemans Tales of the Humidor. A grudge race with front runners. First of all,
do I have to be in a front runner? Because I mean, I think I could do it. How many laps are we talking?
See, this is Pandora's box on this, because
if you give me a good hot rod, I think I can wheel it.
I don't know that I can even start a front runner right now, because I have not had a motor since 2020. Well,
that sounds like a personal problem to me.
Well, you get that on them big motors, you know what I mean?
Big motors.
But no, that'd be kind of a King of the Hill type deal.
Oh yeah,
man, we could make that a special.
Hey, thinking outside the box there.
Thinking outside the bun. See, that's the ideas I like. So if you have an idea for a cigar, that if you smoke cigars or if you're in that, please let us know. Comment here. Email the Iceman at icemanhumidor08@gmail.com. And we're going to refine some of this, right? Because I have another podcast. There's a lot of things I didn't have a chance to get to on this one to get set up. But yeah, let us know. Let us know what you like. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell. You'll know every time we come on, or when a video drops, especially from the shop, because we don't edit video, right?
Never.
We don't have that kind of time. So what we throw up there is what's going to happen.
Definitely. All natural.
It's all natural. And if you're lucky, our special guest Bubba Sauer might throw in some of them one-liners, and I just hope to have the microphone on when that happens, because
Exactly.
y'all don't understand the humor that comes out of this shop. I think it's unparalleled. I mean, it's a Pandora's box walking in this shop. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Never ever.
You never know what you're going to get, especially when we don't have brake line.
No brakes. No brakes. Turns out. Yeah. We're carrying brake line from now on. If anybody needs a brake line at the track, I mean, let us know. We will have it on hand.
Well, everybody has the steel braided from the line to the caliper.
Yep.
All day.
Nobody has the actual hard line. Huh.
It's funny. I'm going to say that real quick. I'm limping around because I got some knee issues, but I'm limping around the track trying to find out. Everybody's pulling out the steel braided brake lines, right? And I said, no, we need the hard line. And they're like, oh yeah, I don't carry that. Everybody. And the one person that did only had one end on it. And so your dad said, well, we're 50% there.
We just had, and then me and Dad are at the trailer trying to. He's trying to shove an Allen head to try to flare this thing. It turns out it didn't work, but and then we wrapped a little bit of electrical tape around it. And I don't think that worked either, but we definitely made a valiant effort.
I'm sorry. It was a comedy of errors, right?
Comedy of errors,
but like I said, the best thing, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the best thing was as we were walking out, as you were getting ready to go out to your feature, we're walking up to the thing, and he's like, "Couldn't do this on Friday night."
Yeah, we had a whole test session. Didn't have one brake problem. Roll out for the heat race. I'm pretty sure it was pretty early because I couldn't turn that thing. So it was pretty early. It would not turn, and I got to back to the pits. Nothing. I was like, "There's something wrong with this thing." And there we go. No front brakes. Main event. Here we go. Dodge the wrecks.
Just survive.
Just survive.
Survive of the fittest. There's 3 of you out there. Just survive.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it was a good night, man. It was it was a fun night to at least shake down. I mean, if you want to call it a test and tune, even though there was a reason why we were there. But it was a test tune that rewarded. Believe it or not, let's call it that. No points.
No points.
Prep track. Yeah.
Rock and roll, ready to go.
And so with that, we don't race every weekend. We race every other weekend. Ish.
And plus, I got a baby coming, so
more than last one, right? Yeah. Now, when I get my motor here and everything's good to go, I'll be hitting all the races and what have you not. So we'll still have in contact. But yeah, congratulations, you and McKaylin are going to have a baby here. What, July, June,
beginning of May?
May.
We don't know yet. Beginning of May into May. You never know.
Yeah, that's that's going to be fun for you guys.
Yep.
Just patience and don't have more than you want. Been on that road. So, but anyway, yeah. So this is going to be our show. Probably on Sundays.
We're going to try for Sundays.
Sundays
after the race. We'll try then. If not, Monday, Tuesday. That's worst case scenario.
We're not gonna have a set time like we do with Gearheads and Guardians. Just because we're on a work schedule with Chuck, but we're going to throw it out there. You will get a race recap. We will talk about cigars. We will do our research and let you know what we know and what we like and don't like, and we'll take your suggestions. Yeah, and also we will be posting race schedules and things like that, so people can follow us on Race On and what have you.
Race On or come to the track. More people there, the longer we can do it, the more the sport grows.
And that's a good point, right? Racetracks, it's nice to see some racetracks being rebuilt. There are some coming back, but there have been a lot that have closed down. A lot of it is financials, and we couldn't do it without the fans. We wouldn't have a home if you guys didn't go, right? Even if we had all the money in the world to have all the cars that we wanted and what have you not, if we don't have a place to race because people don't go or what have you not, but Go out and visit your local track. Come out to I-37 Speedway. There are going to be times that we race at South Texas Speedway, or South
Texana.
Texas Race Ranch,
South Texas Race Ranch.
and then Texana Raceway Park, which is a fun track because there's a lot of
Stop and go.
That's
Let's
Grip
go.
City, yeah. And then sometimes this next coming year, I will be making the trip out a couple times to Vado Speedway Park in New Mexico. That is more my home. And then you never know. You never know what may happen. We
Never
might get a
know.
wild hair and travel up to like 105 or Hunt County
Yeah.
or something like that. We were supposed to go to Hunt County this year, but things happen and
Got in the way.
got in the way. But Crate USA,
Crate Racing USA.
Crate Racing USA, they have some shows come through.
Yep.
American
Crate late model
model series, yeah. So which I can go, I just can't go to the tech pad. So
Yep.
it'd be a good shakedown for me. So outside of that, hey, look, we're going to one more time. Your thoughts on all this, your outlook. You know what? I didn't ask you this last time. What's your outlook for the season besides everything we got going on with babies and things like that? What's your racing outlook? What is your goals? How do you feel knowing that we've come a little ways on your card and try to translate it to my car? What's your take on it?
It's at the tech pad every night. That's the goal. Goals to have fun and hit the tech pad. The tech pad is where I think we belong. I think we're fast enough if we don't have brake issues. If I don't, there's a lot of if you don't show up, turns out you're not on the tech pad either. So, but hopefully we can hit the tech pad and get this thing rolling. Be fast and fun.
You said something real interesting right there. Let's be on the tech pad, right? John, Mr. Lawrence, the outlaw, by the way. Every time when he was down here racing with me, he would look me in the mirror before we go out, in the staging lanes there, and he looked at me and says, "I'll see you in the tech pad. No matter what happened, I'll see you in the tech pad." And it does really kind of affect your mindset and your thought when you're going out there, because it's like, no matter what happened in a shop, whatever, something doesn't go right or what have you not. That motivation, your dad, go have fun.
Go have fun.
That's what he tells you. Let's go have fun. In that have fun is go do what you got to do, and then we'll go from there. But have fun at it. When it turns into a job, it ain't worth it no more. And not that, unless we won the lottery.
We won the lottery,
and then and then we'll get our stackers and haulers and we'll get on the road, and it is what it is. But yeah, so get on the tech pad. That's a good outlook, man. The car,
car's fast.
The car is fast.
Knee brakes, but it's fast.
The car is fast. Tapped into a little bit of suspension stuff that really wasn't your wheelhouse, you know, and patient. We were patient with it, and then finally what I would call forced to step outside the bun.
Yep,
we were kind of forced on it.
Yeah.
What was your take on that, real quick? And I didn't ask you this the last one either. Now I got to think about it. From where you were last year, and the time we were at the race, we were at the track, and we had to do something. Like, you did everything you knew on the shocks. You did everything you could do, and the only thing we hadn't done was touch gears and bars, because it was just something that we didn't think, or you wanted to make sure the motor was there. We didn't make sure it was all right, but we just like, man, we couldn't hit on.
Yeah.
We made a few changes, and that first time out that night at 37 on the changes, what was your take? What did you tell me? I want you to say it. What did you tell me when you pulled up from the heat race? I remember what you said. You remember what you told me?
I don't remember.
You said,
but I know it was too tight. I know it was going to the wall.
Yeah. We made some changes and went back out to the feature, and you went forward.
Right.
And you pulled up, and I said, yeah. And you looked at me and said, I want more. And you said, them tires are coming up pretty quick now, guy.
Yeah.
Because you went from 11th to 6th.
Yeah.
And so tell me, for the viewers, that feeling, right? When you're out there in the car after not knowing what was wrong. I know the feeling, but what was your feeling when you finally knew, or when did you know out there that you're like, we hit on something? Okay, here we go.
Passing cars. Whenever you pass the car, you're like, oh, that was a good car that we just passed.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't a good car, I mean, then it's whatever. But if you're passing good cars, then you know you're going the right direction.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did what about your confidence? What is your confidence in? Because we always, when we talk about changes, right? Like we sit here in the shop and we change changes. We're going to show people how, things that we do on the car. But when you make a change that drastic, because there was some drastic changes when you start talking angles and
Yeah.
stuff, you kind of go like, oh, no, are we doing it right or whatever? That when you first went out, were you optimistic or were you kind of like, it's either going to go or it's going to go?
Either it's gonna go or it's not. Either we're gonna knock the wall down or we're gonna fly off the backstretch, just like that 9-1 shock on the left rear. It's gonna go one of two ways. Or 9-1, 9-2, whatever it was. That was not good on a leaf spring car, I'll tell you that. But it was fast down the straightaway, and then it would fly off the handles coming into the turn. So either we're gonna be fast or we're not. So
yeah,
just gotta look at it like that. I mean, if you don't, then I mean, where are you going? Are you going forward or backward?
Yeah,
gotta try something.
Some of that old school stuff we actually put into your setup, right? We actually went back to the basics of, okay, there's a reason why it's there. There's a reason why there's holes here. There's a reason why this. And we finally dipped into that. And when you went out there and I heard you and I heard and saw the car react with what you were doing. Your dad and I were at actually it was at
South Texas.
South Texas, because at 37 you were moving forward in the feature, but I was on the infield, and your dad was out there. But when we went down to TRP, Texana, no,
South Texas race.
South Texas. We were standing by the wall, and you started in the 11th because we have heat races. I have terrible heat races too. I'm not good at it. And then you started marching forward and passing cars on the outside. Now, for everybody out there, I'm going to say this and tell me if I'm wrong. Landon Souter has never been a hard on the outside guy. That was really never been out there hanging it out there.
Either the middle or give me them tires. I'll eat them tires up all day long. Well, if I have brakes.
And eat tires. We've hit plenty of tires in our time, by the way. But it was an excitement on our part to actually go, we're moving in the right direction. Landon now can drive the way he's been built to drive, and we brought the car to him, and we can still go more.
Yeah.
When you have open throttle,
it turns out that helps. Turns out you never know. I mean, we could have had 3/4 throttle last weekend at 37, but because it was glass on that front straightaway, but
yeah.
Hey, a wide open throttle means a lot. It turns out.
That did help with us having to tighten the car so much that because you didn't have brakes, having wide open, you actually, I'm going to dare say big motor reaction in the sense, because you could actually get more in there, and it worked for you even though it was rough.
Right. I couldn't run the tires. I had to be on the outside. It wouldn't latch up on the bottom. I couldn't get it wound up enough.
Yeah.
I had to be up there for it to carry around the center of the corner speed and for it to be stable, because I hit the brakes and it turned sideways. So I had to at least keep the car under me, just to not to stay out of the action on wrecks and stuff.
It's and like you said, before, the track crew, nice, and Chris, he's watching. I think he's still watching. The track crew making it nice and smooth.
Ooh.
I'll take dry and smooth over rough and heavy.
Ooh.
But I'll take a smooth and heavy all day. But
you're an open motor. I like that slick track stuff.
It's a very open car right now. You can look right through.
I like a little bit of that. It's a very open car
right now. It's really open. There's a hole in my where the motor's supposed to sit. Yeah, so I'm truly an open car.
Open motor car.
And let me tell you something.
No motor.
I'm building my trailer out here and pulling this car in and out with my. No, I can't wait. I can't wait to have a motor to at least just move it in.
Inspired to move it.
So anyway, cigars, racing, our shop life. We are going to talk about what goes on in the shop here. It will be about what happens on in here. Maybe, like you said, we'll reach outside, but Man, this is going to be fun for all you watching out there. This is going to be your home for entertainment from us. I'm not sure it's good for your health, but you're going to get it live and proud. I mean, it's going to be
great
in living color. Outside of that, man, this was good intro. We wanted to do this again. We just spent 45 minutes before with the microphones on mute. We are going to replay this. This ain't going to get a third time.
We're not doing three. Just a heads up.
Just a heads up. So, but apparently someone can hear us because we're getting some responses in text.
Yeah.
But got anything left, man? You ready to roll this thing?
Have a good time. Have a good week. We'll see y'all next time.
For all you out there, once again, like, subscribe, hit the bell. We'll send up the Gmail. It's icemanhumidor08@gmail.com. Email us. Let us know what you think, what you want to hear. Cigars.
And keep it cool.
Keep it cool. With all that being said, y'all have a great night. We'll see you next time. Nitro said it.